Guys, it's TECHNOVATION once again. I am Tolulope Oyelade and I'll be your host for today's episode. So today we have two speakers for you and they are Christiana Adeoye and Oladipo Janji, our BA experts. BA, I mean business analyst. Please say hi to the audience.
Hello.
Hello.
On today's episode, we are talking about overcoming business challenges. Talking about business challenges and being business analyst experts. Please tell us how we can use ODOO in solving common problems, especially for business challenges. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Before we go into speaking about audio, because I don't want to introduce the solution before the problem. So, what is the problem in itself? Basically, business challenges for me, and based on my experience generally, would be that it's centered around business processes not being optimized or not being well organized, right? Businesses generally just feel that they need to go about their daily activities without having to do with certain key factors that might be, important to helping their businesses thrive, right? And these problems are usually daily. They are things that they seem simple to solve. However, the effects on the business is huge, right? And when we talk about solutions like ERPs or software, what they do is just make things that the people do or the organization do better, faster, make them seem more efficient. They're not going to be doing anything special other than just adopting a solution. But some of the problems, I could list a few, like I said, business processes. Common ones are when businesses are known for going using a lot of paperwork, right? You have to do a lot of printing, you have to do a lot of writing, manual, traditional ways of keeping records. It's not a bad way. Of course, businesses will have to keep records one way or the other. It's very important. Records are very important. But they tend to risk losing such records to probably fire or even wear and tear, right? You could store paper files in your cupboards at the office or your shelves at the office that they can just, wear out, become soft, die, wear and tear and all of that. So it's a common thing. Of course, it can happen to any business, maybe a business that just starts up, of course. You need to keep records traditionally. That's fine. You can look at another way where you just happen to have some problems around the business process itself, right? Meaning, how do they do things? What are the steps that need to be carried out? Okay, so some business processes are more traditional than these days, where we are all dependent on some solution or the other, right? So I would probably just say these are some of the business problems that you might come across, when it comes to looking for certain solutions around software.
Imagine, you can imagine. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. And that leads me to you, Christiana, as a business analyst. So, how do you come in? He has been able to let us identify these business challenges and problems. As a business analyst, how do you come in to solve this?
Okay, so first of all, what does a business analyst do? Business analyst is basically the change in the plan. You identify problems in a process, in an organization, in their business operations, and then you prefer solutions. You recommend anything that will bring about a change. It could be a solution, it could just be an improvement of their current processes. So that's where business analyst comes in. And so we are going to do, after a thorough analysis of what the problem is, you find what exactly the problem is. Is it in terms of the solutions they use? Is it in terms of the users of the solution? Or is it just their processes that we're trying to improve? When you find the problem, then we now move what then should be done. What is the approach? And then in most cases, speaking from what you said, you're trying to wrap up or make your financial analysis done in a better way, in an easier way, then ERP comes into play.
Interesting. All right, so it's I can see the connection between all of this, and then looking especially the focus of today's episode now is to talk more on the ODOO ERP. So I'm sure a lot of people out there are probably hearing the ODOO ERP for the first time. So ODOO as a software solution, can you please explain to myself and the audience at home, please explain to us how does ODOO ERP now come in to make these business processes or overcome these business challenges?
Yeah. So ODOO ERP is a software solution. First of all, right? It's a software solution. It's a business suite. It's a solution that covers almost every aspect of an organization, right? It's called an ERP for a reason. An ERP being enterprise resource planning. And an ERP generally are solutions or software that cover a lot of aspects of the organization. Different departments, different areas. You have the finance, you have the human resources, you have probably project management teams. All aspects of the organization is covered by this type of solution. ODOO is just one of them. Now, for ODOO, basically it's a solution that has one of the widest coverage when it comes to handling business processes. Right? Can cover the finance, can cover the human resources, can cover the sales and marketing, can cover the project management, like I said. For some other kind of businesses, it can cover the manufacturing, logistics, and inventory. So, ODOO is that kind of software that you can just easily plug and play and use it to improve your processes. Also, it's one of those solutions that helps improve the activities within the organization. Right. So, for instance, she's a business analyst and an accountant, and I need some information from her. I don't have to step out of my office to liaise with her to get some things from her, because the solution, ODOO, the way it is, it integrates every information that anybody needs. Right. So, without having to leave my desk, I can put a call through to her right on ODOO, or I can get whatever information I need from the software.
Thank you, Jaji. That was a wonderful insight. So that brings me to you, Christiana. As a business analyst and expert for that matter. So I would like you to give us a practical example on how ODOO comes in to help these businesses overcome challenges. I'm sure you've experienced a lot. So please kindly give us an example.
Okay, say for an organization that they're used to doing their process, all their processes are being carried out manually. Oh, you sign this from this paper, you have to pass the paper from the admin to probably the procurement, from one office to the other.
Mm-hmm.
You can automate all of these processes right on this solution. Everything is just, you just give the right access after you already have this solution implemented for you. You have the access to what addresses your own responsibility or your role, what is attached to your role.
Mm-hmm.
You have the right access. You just input your own, and then you can send it back. Do we have to do approvals? Maybe you need to send a letter for approval. It can be signed, by your manager, and then they send it back to you right on the system.
Mm-hmm.
So there are just a lot of ways that ODOO has helped. Talk about inventory. Some people, they lose count or they lose track of maybe the expiry date of their products. You can have everything, all the information right on your system. So it helps you to know which products you have in stock, when they're going to get expired. So your customers don't get to a time where they need a product and you're out of stock. It's coming on you suddenly. So everything, you can track everything right on the system. And then you're able to know which products are getting expired soon, which should be replaced. So ODOO has, it has a myriad of benefits.
Yeah. I think I mentioned earlier that, of course, accountants generally don't like sleeping at the office. They want to go home. So, of course, what does ODOO have for them? Generally, of course, the reporting around the accounting is very tedious, right? Of course, they know the work that has to go in, managing invoices, expenses, bills, records, and all of that. Numbers are a lot. In fact, you see numbers that will blow them away. Generally, what Odoo does is just make sure that the reporting is ready as they carry out the activities, right? It's real-time reporting for their statement of financial position, for their income statement, their cash flow. You don't have to wait till the end of the month for that report to be ready. If they want it midweek, they want it today, if they want it now, they can query Odoo and they can get the reports exported in whatever file format that they need, either in Excel format or PDF. You can save it, they can forward it to the management, or management can also have access to Odoo. So the way it works is that, of course, special access can be given to those who need to use the system. Accountants will use the finance aspect, logistics will use the inventory aspect, the sales and marketing will have the aspect, and all of them can still collaborate on this system, right? It also has the document management side where Christy was trying to, explain. You can sign documents on the fly. You don't have to print out. So all in all, what Odoo brings to an organization is reduced costs of paperwork, right? Improved efficiency in their carrying out activities and processes, and of course they're able to move faster than their peers, you understand? So basically, Odoo just gives them the advantage, do more at lesser cost, generally. That's it.
Wonderful, wonderful. For me, I would say it's quite an interesting tool because you would see organizations, have a different software solution for different departments. And it's not wise for the organization. You're spending more, you're spending time, you're spending resources. And so Odoo just wonderful. Please allow me clap for her. All right, so it's it now leads me to I think it's the last question for today.
Okay.
So I understand that the ODOO ERP would have to do with a lot of customization to suit different organizations and industry. So looking at your different career lines, I would like you to please explain to us how do we ensure a smooth implementation of the Odoo software solution?
Okay, so basically, as a business analyst, I'm going to borrow from my career. So, as a business analyst, there is always what we understand by gathering the requirements. We need to understand what the business wants, right? And sometimes could be a bit tricky. The business can say they want something, but they actually don't need that thing, right? It now takes the expertise of a business analyst like Christiana to make sure that this is what they actually want, or they want something else, but they don't just know it, right? So that has to come into place. And of course, we understand the gaps, right? What are the things that they do currently? What are the things that they want to be able to do with the system? Understand what is left to be implemented. Do they need an expert? Do they need to redesign their process? Do they need to get other softwares to mitigate or close this gap before we can then go ahead to implement? The implementation procedure is an agile process where we take the agile approach where, of course, we keep learning, right? The idea is that being a business process management software and ERP, it learns from what is being done in the organization, right? Odoo adopts what the organization does. It doesn't change it. It improves it. So if the business processes within the organization is not right, Odoo will not perform any magic to improve it. However, right, if you're doing something well, you just need to do it in a better and a faster way. Odoo can help you with that. So Odoo does that. You can implement Odoo for all the departments by just getting just one database. It allows us to also import their historical records via Excel or other formats, just import the existing records. And of course, you also have to train them. Definitely, we can't leave the experts on their own, though what is what, right? They are masters at what they do, right? The only thing we'll be training them on is basically how to go about or navigate the system. And Odoo is the friendliest ERP that you can ever find around generally.
You guys heard that right. Friend, yes. Thank you so much. Today's episode, I can't contest the fact that it has been super, super educative and enlightening. And once again, Jaji Oladipupo and Christiana Adeoye, who are experts in their various fields, business analysis and accounting. Thank you so much once again. Thank you. And to our lovely viewers, thank you for staying tuned on today's episode of TECHNOVATION. And we've talked about the ODOO, and so we are calling on all our CEOs, we are calling on the HRs, all accountants, chartered accountants, top management of every organization, no matter the industry you may be. ODOO is an important software solution to your organization. Hope to see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.